What's up, fam? Rep Gens, it's Nick here. Today's video, very simple. I'm going to talk about my favorite lead sources for Medicare final expense. Those are my two main products. That's what I sell over at the Aging Benefits Advisory. If you want to join my team, DM below. So the reason I have a little pause there is marketing for insurance is a huge business. There's every kind of marketing you can imagine exists, whether that's Facebook marketing, direct mail marketing, ads, commercials, radio spots, putting your face on a bench. There's literally, like outside around town, like realtors do. The marketing is endless. Now with Medicare, there is some compliance, certain things you can and can't do. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that and some ways that we deal with that. But the biggest thing to remember is your marketing budget is normally your biggest cost in your business. And if you can't wrap your mind around that, then this might not be for you. So for me, my favorite lead source for Medicare in particular and final expense is the same. It is a direct mail piece. And the reason that I like that is it is a very high intention piece of marketing. High intention, meaning the people got it in their mail, they wrote their name on it, they signed it, put it back in their mailbox, mailed it, and then they waited patiently for something to happen. The way I look at that, and particularly for final expense, is I have the piece. So I can walk it right back to their doorstep and say, here, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, here's your piece. You signed it. I'm here to help you with the information that you requested. It all makes sense. It's all congruent. They were able to walk it to their mailbox. I'm able to walk it to their front door. It's very simple, very easy. Normally, the other nice part about it is they put their phone number and some information on there. So not only do they sign it and put, a little information, normally their age, their date of birth, phone number, and some people actually write on the cards like need help, need cell phone, need this. That's the best thing ever because it's very rememberable when I say, hey, I heard you need a cell phone. It says it right here when you sent this card to me. There you go. I really like it. Now, the only problem with direct mail is that the returns on it are low. They're very low, normally 1% or less. Some areas are better. Now, if you live in a very rural county without a whole lot of competition, you might get 2%. You might get a little bit better. I've seen people get as much as 3 and 4 depending on where they live. I normally get 0.5% to 1% where I live in Florida, but it is a very saturated market. The biggest issue with direct mail is money. How much do these leads cost? So the standard is about $500 for 1,000 lead piece. And I'm just writing this down. So that makes the approximate cost right around $50 a lead, assuming that you get a 1% return. So meaning someone, you send out 1,000 lead cards, you get back 10 lead cards, that's 1%. You paid $50 per lead. Now, if you get back 10 lead cards out of 1,000 drop, like we just said, that's 1%. You should convert, I would say a good agent should be able to get 3 sales. Should be able to get 3 sales. You definitely should, if not more. Some agents will do a lot better. Some agents will do a lot worse. And here's the secret. Some lead drops will be a lot stronger than others. I've had weeks where I get 30 leads and I make 30 sales. You're like, bam. Then I've had weeks where you get 30 or 40 leads and you struggle to make 8 or 10 sales. And you can't even make 5. It's terrible. Everything is different every time. The only thing that we can control is our activity level. It always will be the law of large numbers. So with that being said, you have to figure out your numbers. I'm going to do another video about how to figure out your numbers backwards. But let's focus back on the direct mail leads. How does it work? So what do? You call a lead vendor. I've used Lead Concepts. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't make any money recommending them. Jen Marco, I've used them regularly. I don't get any money from them either. ARM, don't get any money from them either. I just recommend these. I know people have used them successfully. Pay whatever the fee is for 1,000 lead piece drop. They'll pull the data for you that you need, and then you pay them. They mail them out. It takes, sometimes 2 weeks, but normally 3 to 5 weeks for you to actually get the big meat of the drop. And you're going to start seeing some leads come in. I recommend spending at least $1,000 a week. And why I say that is because that will put you at about 2,000 lead pieces, should be about 20 leads a week. That's kind of the minimum standard amount. I don't think that that is the best way to do it, but starting out, it can be really scary for a new agent to start spending money in their business. At 20 leads a week, you should easily be able to make 6 sales for Medicare or final expense. Easily. Good agents should convert at 25% for both of those. Good agents. Great agents will be higher, some as high as 50%. I know I've recently been able to hover right around 50% with Medicare and final expense. I'm not saying that I'm great, I'm getting better, but you should be able to hover, 25% is a good number. So for every 100 leads, you should make 25 sales. So what I would say as a starting agent, you should really consider saving some money, because you're gonna spend money for the first 6 weeks before you start recouping money. Now, final expense will get your money back much faster. It's a much quicker sale. But if you're selling Medicare or other products, ancillaries with it, cross-selling, that's going to be a little slower money, accumulation. So what I recommend is have anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000 saved up, if you can. If not, I recommend, and I don't think this is something that everyone should do unless you're committed to this, but you can get a credit card. You can get one with a 12 month zero interest, and realize that you are committing to this business and you are going to use that card to purchase your leads, to spread out your payments, to grow your business. I do that currently. It's not the most fun. It's a little stressful, but at the same time, I'm spending, $2,500 a week purchasing leads, but I'm turning those leads into money. As soon as they come in, they're turned back into money. And that's something that you'll always have to think about in insurance, is if I said to you, for every $1,000 you put into your business, you get $5,000 back, would you do it? The answer should be 100% every single time, yes. You don't even think about it, yes. So you want to put as much money back in your business. And that main cost is going to be leads. There are other little costs. Now at my current time, I do have an appointment setter, a back office person that manages my business as I grow it. And the reason I have that is because I make the most money when I'm out writing policies, not when I'm following up with John and Betty, not when I'm dealing with, the problems and issues that they have. That is not when I'm making money. I'm making money when I'm out in the field writing policies. By having this person, again, I took on a little extra cost, but I can make so many more sales, it doesn't matter. So let's finish up here with the leads. What's the other thing I can tell you? You can buy aged leads. I recommend every new agent buying some aged leads. You can find them. There's like I think it's the Aged Leads store, I think is one of them. I've used a couple of them, but ask your vendors. Say, hey, do you guys have any old leads? Do you have any aged leads? See what they say and see what you can purchase them for. If they're a direct mail piece and they're 2 or 3, 6 months old, normally they're still a good lead. They're still good. You still can go out and use that. Direct mail has a very long shelf life, which is beautiful. So aged leads can really help augment your business, because if you could only afford, say, like I said, $1,000 a week in the new leads, that's great. But that, an extra $500 might buy you, just say for instance, they're $10 a piece because they're aged leads. You might be able to buy 20 extra aged leads. Now you have 40 total a week, and you're only spending $1,200. Well, that's awesome. That's enough to get a new agent running, and you can get those extra couple of sales that you need to push your profitability, in a place that's comfortable. So if you have any questions about direct mail, comment below. Please subscribe, follow along in my journey. I'm still building my book of business. I'm officially in my first year is officially over. I finished my first year with, I believe I'm at 480 some policies. I'm just under 500. So I'm living the dream, and I'm doing exactly what needs to be done. I'm going to continue to track everything that I do. I'm averaging 10 to 12 policies a week right now, and I'm trying to scale that up to where I'm hitting 20 on a regular basis. So follow along, tips and tricks. I'll be giving away pretty much my playbook. And if you want to work with me, reach out to me in the comments, DM me. I'll talk to you guys soon.